Manga-Waido.
I'm Yuri Iwakawa. My parents got a divorce when I was little. I lived with my mom, Mikiko, and my sister, Miki. My mom, she wasn't very good with money, but other than that, she was a good mom. But my sister, she was trouble. When we were kids, I got the stuffed animal for Christmas. Then my sister started complaining. I want that! Gimme! What? No way. But then, she went and told on me.
Yuri, you're her big sister. Let her have it. And you can't hit her. Apologize to her.
What? I never hit her. She was such a liar. It was really frustrating. Then, when we started high school, she auditioned for this model agency and got accepted. After that, her attitude got even worse. And my mom, she started siding with her too.
Why can't you be more like Mickey, huh?
She used to defend me, but now I had no one on my side. After that, I started spending more time with my grandfather. His house was the only place I felt safe. My grandfather owns a little store in the city. He sold luxury watches. His wife passed away many years ago. He's been living on his own ever since. He was a very old-school guy, and my mom, she didn't really like him.
He only gave me this much for groceries this month? He's so cheap. I know he's making a lot of money.
I don't like Grandpa. He's so strict about everything.
Yeah, I know, right?
After the divorce, he started giving my mom money for groceries every month to help her out. But my mom didn't even say thank you anymore. She took him for granted. I was the only one in the family who got along with him. I had no idea why they didn't like him. He was the nicest person ever. Then, a few years later, something happened. Mickey wanted to go into show business, but she still studied hard and got into a good high school, just in case. I studied hard and got into my first choice school as well. But then...
Sorry, but all the tests came back positive.
Oh no. When I was in 11th grade, I was diagnosed with MS. In MS, the immune system attacks the protective sheath that covers the nerve fibers and causes communication problems between your brain and the rest of your body. In my case, my hands and feet started feeling numb. For a few months, I couldn't walk without crutches. I was going in and out of the hospital. I was missing a lot of school.
Why can't you be more like Miki? She's living it up. But here you are, stuck in the hospital.
It's not like I wanted to get sick, Mom.
I know, but...
I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Some kind of mother she is. Then I said to myself, I can't depend on her. I gotta learn to stand on my own. I gotta learn how to take care of myself. So I worked hard and got my GED. Then I started working from home. As for Mickey, she gave up on show business. She went on to college, hoping to get a job at one of the local TV stations. Too bad show business didn't work for me, but I'm gonna go to college, get my degree, and get a really good job.
Good for you, Mickey. I'm so proud of you. You go, girl. Why can't your sister be more like you?
Yeah, I know. She's a shut-in now. It's so embarrassing. I was working my butt off, but they thought I was a shut-in now. They started looking down on me, but I ignored them. If I want my own place, I needed to save up some money, so I was grateful that I had a roof over my head. After college, Mickey got a job at a local TV station, like she planned. While she was in college, I kept working from home. After Mickey got a job, my mom started treating me even worse.
How long are you going to stay in your room for? Go out there and get a job already!
How many times do I have to tell you this? I work from home.
Is that even possible?
Yeah. These days you can do all kinds of work online. Lots of people work from home these days.
Whatever. You're the older child. You better take care of me when I get old.
What? Take care of yourself. She was still in her 50s, so she could still work if she wanted to. Instead, she leached off of my grandfather. But Grandpa was getting old. She couldn't rely on him forever. I wanted to say something, but she always got upset when I talked about money, so I just kept my mouth shut. Then one day...
Hey, look what I got!
She came home one day with a big smile on her face. She was wearing this necklace. It looked really expensive. Mom, how much did that thing cost you? Where did you get the money for that?
Your grandpa, of course. What's the big deal?
That thing looks really expensive. Maybe you should go easy on your spendings.
Oh, I'll be fine. Relax.
Mom, you know Grandpa can't help you forever, right?
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm saying you should be putting some money aside for when you get old and stuff. How much do you have in savings? Are you sure you're gonna be okay?
Screw you! Why can't you just be happy for me, huh?
I am, but I'm just saying you shouldn't be buying things you can't afford.
So I should live like a peasant? Is that it? No way!
What's going on, Mom?
Mickey, listen to this. She's being really mean to me. She thinks this necklace doesn't look good on me.
What? Why would you say that? That's called harassment, you know. That's a crime. Hold on,
She said I should save money for my retirement instead. She's looking down on me because I never had a job. But that's because I was too busy raising you guys.
What? I never said that.
Yes, you did. Stop lying.
Why don't you just leave, Yuri? Huh? I mean, why are you still living here? How old are you? It's embarrassing. If you're so high and mighty, why don't you move out and get your own place?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Get the hell out of here. I never want to see your face again. You know what? Fine. I'll move out first thing tomorrow. Oh, yeah? I was thinking about leaving anyways. So I headed back to my room and started packing. After graduating high school, I started saving money to get my own place. I had enough saved up, and I was already starting to look at apartments. I booked a hotel online and sent my stuff to the storage facility for the time being. Next morning, I left the house first thing in the morning. A month later, I moved into my new apartment and started working again. It was so nice to be out of that house. Then one day, I got a call from Mickey. What does she want? Yuri, come home! Mom's in trouble! What do you mean? I don't know, but she's never home these days. And she's been really stingy lately. Oh, I see. So she stopped buying you stuff, huh? My mom spoiled her. She bought her anything she wanted, and she continued to do so even after Mickey got a job. But you're the one that told me to leave. I'm not going back there. But you must be broke. Just come back. I'll let you live here for free. Just come back, okay? I'm not broke. I'm doing just fine. I have a job, you know. Job? You just work from home. There's no way you make that much. I don't know about that. Grandpa's been teaching me how to run a business. I'm actually doing quite well for myself. And I paid for rent and groceries every month when I lived there, remember? What are you talking about? You have no idea, do you? Fine, I'll tell you. This whole time, Grandpa and I had been working together. I was gone along with my grandpa. And after I got sick, he started looking out for me. Even more.
My little brother. He was diagnosed with MS when he was in high school, too. Our family couldn't afford treatment, and it was awful. I wish I could have done more for him.
I had no idea. Then he said to me,
Do you want to help me with my business? You like watches, right? There are lots of things you can do from home.
Really? That would be great. I love watches. It'd be great to have my own store someday, but first I gotta get better.
No worries. You can do it too. It won't be easy, but I'm sure you can do it. I'll help you every step of the way.
So he started helping me out. He started throwing work my way so I could save up some money. He also told me everything he knew about running a luxury watch store. At first I wasn't making much, but I'm doing pretty well now. Not sure how much you make, but I'm pretty sure I make more than you. And unlike you guys, I like to save money, so don't you worry about me. How much money do you have? I don't know, but it's definitely more than 100,000. What? 100 grand? No way! I still need more to start my own store, but I'll get there. This isn't happening! And I think I know why Mom's been acting all weird. Grandpa isn't helping her financially anymore. She's been coming to his house every day, begging him to help her, but his mind is made up. That's why she's never home. Wait, what? No! So, from now on, you gotta provide for Mom. Good luck to you. Hold on! Help me, please! Stop buying stupid things and you'll be fine. I gotta go. Bye. She was still screaming when I hung up on her, but I didn't care anymore. A few days later, my grandpa told me,
Those two. They just can't stop spending money. The other day, she brought Miki with her, begging me to help them out financially.
Mickey? But you haven't seen her in years.
I know. She's been avoiding me all these years. But now she's trying to be all nice to me.
After that, Mickey caused some kind of trouble at work and got fired. Now they both work in a nearby factory to make ends meet. I didn't really care about them anymore, but technically they were still family, so I sure hope things work out for them. As for me, I was doing pretty good. I almost had enough to start my own store, so I was pretty excited about that too. I think I'll have my own store in a few years. When I was diagnosed with MS, I thought it was over, but thanks to my grandpa, I got my life back on track. I'll forever be grateful to him. Anyways, it was a rough couple of years, but glad everything worked out.
I'm Mayu Morishita. Hello. The other moms at my son's kindergarten, they all ignored me for some reason.
Hey everyone, what are you doing after this? Let's go grab a coffee at the new cafe that just opened up. Sounds fun. We don't need to invite Morishita, do we? She probably won't come anyways.
Hey now, not so loud, she might hear you.
Like I care. And it's true, she never comes with us anyways.
That's Yuri Tamura. She was the reason I was being singled out. It all started when my son started going here.
Hey, we should all go out to lunch together. Sounds good. Let's try that Italian place near the station.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go there. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta go to work after this, so...
Oh, okay.
I had work, so I had to say no, and I guess she didn't like that. I later found out that her family owned Tamura Trading Company, one of the biggest companies in our city. Her father was a chairman, and her husband was the CEO, so she was a very powerful woman around here. Nobody dared to cross her. But I didn't know that at the time, and now it was too late. That place we went to yesterday was delicious. Yeah, great choice, Mrs. Tamura.
Too bad Morishita couldn't make it. She's so rude, you know. I always invite her, but she always says no.
Yeah, she's so rude. Forget about her. She clearly doesn't want to be friends with us.
You're right. Let's not talk to her anymore.
Agreed. How old are they? Grow up. I didn't really feel like dealing with them, but I decided to explain myself anyways. Mrs. Tamura, I'm not trying to be unfriendly or rude. I had to go to work.
Whatever you say. So you're not a housewife?
No.
I guess your husband doesn't make much. I almost feel bad for you. Sucks to be poor.
Huh?
I don't hang out with your kind, you feel me? And we're all housewives here. I'm sure they'll agree with me. Give it up. We don't want anything to do with you.
Okay. I tried to explain things to her, but it didn't work. And even after a few months, they still ignored me. Honestly, I don't really care if they don't want to talk to me. But the thing is, Mrs. Tamura still harassed me every chance she got.
Oh, it's you. What are you doing here? Is your son still going to Waido kindergarten?
Huh? Yeah.
Tuition there is pretty expensive. You sure your family can afford it?
We're doing just fine.
Stop trying so hard to fit in. I know you're poor. There are plenty of other kindergartens nearby, and they're all much cheaper.
Our family's doing fine, so don't worry about it. She was always talking down on me like this. And the other day,
My daddy's a hairstylist.
she overheard my son talking to one of his friends, and she started taking shots at my husband after that. One day at the school bazaar,
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be out there working?
I got the day off today.
Hey, I heard your husband is a hairstylist.
Yeah?
Let me guess, he didn't even go to college. No wonder he doesn't make enough to support you. Sucks to be poor.
Ugh, seriously? Not this again. Hey, that's enough! Don't talk about my husband like that. Apologize.
Why? Everything I just said is true. Why do I have to apologize? And wait, what's this? This is what you're selling?
Yeah?
Wow, look at this thing. It looks so cheap and used. This must be embarrassing for you.
But the flyer said to bring something from your home, or something handmade.
That's right. This is what I brought, by the way. A very expensive teacup from Manwa Co.
Okay, what's your point? What is your problem with me?
I'm saying nobody's gonna buy this crap. This is why I hate poor people.
She's giving me a headache. I didn't even know what to say to her anymore, but then...
Ah, this is so pretty.
Principal Azumi.
I love the design. How much is it?
Oh, $10.
What? Really? You sure? You should be charging much more than that.
The principal loved my handkerchief. Then the other moms came to my table and started buying my handkerchief.
Hey, could you put this embroidery on my bag? I'll pay you.
They were starting to line up in front of my table. It wasn't a bad feeling. Then,
What's wrong with Mrs. Tamara? This design is beautiful.
she might be rich, but she's got terrible taste. She clearly doesn't know what she's talking about. Some even started taking my side. Needless to say, Mrs. Tamara wasn't happy. She walked out of there without saying a word. After that, I started making new friends. But Mrs. Tamara, she wasn't very happy about that. Then a few weeks later at field day, she took another shot at me.
Hey, is that your husband?
Oh, yeah? Why?
Oh, wow. He looks so poor. I thought he was a college student or something.
What does that mean?
I'm saying you should take better care of your husband. He looks terrible. You're his wife, you know. It's your job to take care of him.
Ugh, so annoying. Why can't she just leave me alone? Doesn't she have anything better to do? Could you please just stop? How dare you talk about my family like that? If you don't stop, I'll take legal action.
Yeah, right. You guys are too poor to hire a lawyer.
Ugh.
Hey, I forgot to tell you. My husband's gonna be on TV next week. They're interviewing young CEOs in the country. Isn't that amazing?
Who asked?
Look, this is my husband. Pretty handsome, right?
What? This is your husband?
Yep, I picked out this outfit for him. It looks good, right? I even did his hair, and I cook him healthy meals for him every single day. And he works out too, so he's in amazing shape. He's ripped.
Oh, I see. I'm glad to hear that.
Huh? What does that mean?
I'm his trainer, so I'm glad he's doing well.
His trainer? What?
Your husband goes to the gym every Friday night. I'm a personal trainer there. And let me guess, he goes to that hair salon in Monmouth Tower to get a haircut.
Yeah, how did you...
My husband cuts his hair, so I guess my husband and I knew your husband all along.
What?
He asked me if I knew any good hairstylists, so I introduced him to my husband. Right, dear?
Yeah. Wait, are you Mr. Tamara's wife?
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you. Your husband's been really good to me. Is he here today? I'd love to say hello.
Oh, he's at work.
Oh, right. He's in Hokkaido right now, right?
Did you hear? He's going to be on TV next week. They're interviewing young and upcoming CEOs.
Oh, that's amazing. What day? Let me keep my schedule open so I can do his hair right before he goes on air.
Ah, good idea. I can't wait to see him on TV. I'm sure he'll make us proud. We were really happy to hear about her husband, but Mrs. Tamara, she looked very upset.
But the gym and the hair salon he goes to, it's really expensive.
That's right. Our membership fee isn't cheap. By the way, my parents own the gym, and my husband owns a hair salon, so yeah.
But my husband, he said it was the best gym in the city. Same with the hair salon.
Oh, I'm flattered. Thank you.
Thanks.
Wait, so you have more money than us?
Maybe, who knows? But unlike you, I don't really care about all that. What's the point of comparing yourself to others, you know?
Ugh.
And, you said you picked out those clothes for him, but that's a lie, isn't it?
Huh?
My husband's the one who picked out that outfit for him, and he did his hair too, so, right?
Right. I did everything.
And, you said you cooked for him every night, but I know it's a lie too. I provide your husband with nutrition advice, so I know. And another thing, you don't cook at all. He said he cooks for himself because you never cook at the house. He told me all you do is buy stuff from the deli. Wait, what? Those were all lies? I can't believe it. She's pathetic.
Stop it! Shut up! Ah!
Mrs. Tamara ran off like a coward. But it was too late. There were lots of other moms around, and they heard everything. People started talking, saying things like, Mrs. Tamara picked a fight but ended up getting destroyed, and Mrs. Tamara is a lazy housewife who can't even cook. Oh, I thought she was better than this. This is pathetic.
Yeah, she's such a loser. Look who's talking. Just a few hours ago, both of you were sucking up to her.
Yeah, you guys are pathetic too. There, I think they learned their lesson. Ugh. Mrs. Tamara's friends didn't have anything to say for themselves. After that, Mr. and Mrs. Tamara started fighting a lot. Mrs. Tamara was under a lot of stress, and she took it out on her husband.
This is all your fault. Why did you have to go to that gym, huh? They didn't even go to college. They're losers. And why are you taking her side, huh? Wait, you're cheating on me with her, aren't you? Aren't you?
She was out of control. Her husband was pretty fed up with her, and so was her father. Nobody took her side, not even her family. She was on her own.
This is all your fault, idiot.
I don't know. I think you did this to yourself.
Shut up. You're gonna regret this.
Ugh, she's so annoying. She threatened me, but I wasn't that worried. Then a few weeks later, she moved out of town. According to her husband, she went behind his back and started buying designer bags and designer clothes to deal with the stress. But then he found out, and he finally divorced her. I guess she got what she deserved. Good riddance. Anyways, it was a rough couple of months, but glad everything worked out.
I'm Takeo Masuyama. I'm a cab driver. I've been doing this for a while now. In this line of work, you meet all kinds of people.
So, Takeo, did you think about what we talked about the other day?
Mai? You're still talking about that? This is Mai. A few months ago, I found her walking in the mountains in the middle of a rainstorm. So I helped her out and she's taken a liking to me ever since.
Hey, I got you a little gift.
A gift?
Yeah, check it out. It's a dashboard cam. With this one, you can even record what happens inside the car.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I hear lots of cab drivers use them these days. There are lots of weird people these days, so just in case, you know?
Right, thanks. I wasn't very good with technology. So it took me a while to set it all up, but I think I got it. It might come in handy. Who knows? Then one day, I picked up this businessman in downtown. He looked really nervous. You in a hurry?
Yeah, actually I am.
Then his phone rang.
Hello?
Haruto! Where the hell are you?
I'm sorry, I just got in a cab.
What? Hurry up! Get me my money, now!
Yes, sir!
I could hear the other guy from where I was sitting. The guy seemed terrified. Rough day, huh?
Yeah, but it's like this every single day. I don't know how much more of this I can take. Sorry to nag.
No worries. Let it out. Talking about it helps.
Thanks, the company I work for, work conditions there are pretty awful.
His name was Haruto Iwamura. He was 18. He started working at this company called Sasayama Credit. It was one of those consumer loan companies. His boss was a real hard ass. He made his employees work around the clock, making them collect money from his customers. No offense, but you don't really look like a loan shark. Why did you apply there in the first place?
I know. I should have put more thought into it. The listing said everyone there was really nice, but the pay was pretty good. I guess that's why.
I see.
I grew up without a dad. It was just me and my mom, and she worked around the clock for me. So I wanted a good paying job, so that she could retire.
So he's doing this for his mom.
But then my boss said I still had a lot to learn, so he cut my pay by half. I guess it's just how things work in the real world.
What? That doesn't sound right. I think he's being scammed. Then, a few minutes later, we arrived at this destination. It was a really old apartment. I guess this is where the customer lived.
Thank you!
Sure thing. Hold on. Let me give you a discount.
What? Really?
Yeah. You're doing this for your mom, right? I'm rooting for you. Here's my card. Call me if you need anything.
Thank you so much! I feel much better now.
Good to know. Good luck. I sure hope things work out for him. After that, he started calling me whenever he needed a ride. He said his company paid for all the cab rides. As I got to know him better, he started telling me more about Sasayama Credit. Sasayama was at the top. He treated his employees like garbage, and he was relentless with his customers. Nobody dared cross him. Sasayama Credit was more like a Yakuza family than a company. That can't be good.
He cut my salary again this month. I know I'm still learning and stuff, but...
No worries. You'll get the hang of it. Just keep at it.
Thanks for saying that. The thing is, whenever I talk to you, things go really well for me. I don't know what it is, but...
Oh, good to know. Haruto was always smiling, and he was really polite too. I liked him a lot, but I was kind of worried about him too. The things he was telling me about his boss Sasayama, the guy sounded like trouble. Then, a few weeks later, something unexpected happened. That day, I got a call from Haruto, so I drove to his office to pick him up. But then, just as I was getting ready to leave... Haruto! Hold it!
Sir?
I'm coming with you. I'm gonna show you how it's done. This must be the guy. Come on! Get a move on! Drive! He was worse than I thought. He was rude and obnoxious. On our way there, he started bragging to Haruto about how he used to run with gangs when he was young. It was pretty annoying. Then, when we got there... Come on! Let's go! Sir, you still haven't paid me. Huh? Fine. Here.
What? Hey! Sir?
He's just a cab driver. It's fine. Come on.
Sorry.
No worries. Hurry up, idiot! I got down on the ground and picked up the money he threw at me. Pay up, asshole! Don't make me tell you twice!
But I thought I already paid you!
Shut up! This is interest! Damn. I wanted to say something, but I decided to stay out of it. It was none of my business. But still, I was worried about Haruto. That guy was trouble. Then, about a week later, I got a call from Haruto late at night. He said he was in downtown drinking with his colleagues. He needed a ride home. So I headed over there. But then... I think that's him. Sasayama was there too. He looked pretty drunk. His employees were standing around him. Then Haruto came up to my car. But then... Oh, right on time! Sasayama pushed Haruto to the side and got in the back seat. Take me home! Go! But, Haruto called for me.
It's okay. Really.
You sure? Haruto, go collect, right now! Go!
What? Now?
Yes, now! Go! Get to work! I'll see you all on Monday! Good night, sir! Haruto, go! Don't make me tell you twice! So I started driving. His house was about 30 minutes away. I wanted to get rid of him ASAP, but I got stuck in traffic. What's the holdup? Get a move on! I can't. I'm stuck in traffic. Then take the back route or something! Do something about it! Yes, sir. So I decided to take a different route. This way was shorter, but it was a small road in the mountains, and sometimes the customers got scared, so I rarely used this route. A few minutes later, his phone rang. I think it was from Haruto. What? I told you to go collect! Don't take no for an answer! How many times do I have to tell you this? These people are idiots! Just say it's interest or something! Get as much as you can from them! If they give you any trouble, tell them we're connected with the Tabuchi family, got it? So useless. Ugh! What an asshole. You too, idiot! Get a move on! Go faster! But this road is pretty dangerous. You scared of something, wuss? I used to be in a motorcycle gang. I used to drive here all the time at 60 miles per hour. You want me to drive for you? Hey, I'm talking to you! Say something! Fine. As you wish, then. I just couldn't take it anymore. I finally snapped. I was going over the speed limit already, but I floored it. Whoa! What are you doing? Slow down! But sir, you said to go faster. I'm not even at 60 miles per hour yet. Ah! Watch out! Stop! Stop! I got it! Ah! You scared, sir? Ah! Stop! I'm sorry! A few minutes later. Here we are. You okay? That'll be $70. Here you go. Thanks. He couldn't even stand up anymore, so I carried him to his doorstep. Look at this place. I guess he's doing pretty well for himself. Well, we'll see about that. The next morning, I got in my car and headed towards downtown. Haruto should be around here somewhere. Ah, there he is. I offered him a ride. Haruto, get in!
Thank you. Wow, what happened here? Wait, was it Sasayama?
Oh yeah, he made quite a mess back there.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. If anything, I should be the one apologizing. You might end up losing your job after this.
What?
I'm going to see Sasayama right now.
For what?
Haruto seemed confused, but it didn't matter. I walked into Sasayama's office. It looked like a set straight out of a Yakuza movie. Sasayama was sitting in this big chair in the back.
What the? You're that cab driver! What the hell do you want?
I'm here to collect. You broke my seat last night.
Your seat? You can't even afford to fix your seat? What a loser!
It's not about the money. It's the principle. You broke it, so you're gonna have to pay for it.
It's not my fault your car's a piece of crap! Screw you! Get out!
Well said, sir.
Yeah, he's done nothing wrong. Last night, he was crying, begging me to slow down, but he was back to being the asshole he was today. I guess he had to look tough in front of his employees.
Don't make me tell you twice! Get lost, loser! We're busy!
I'm not going anywhere.
You wanna do this the hard way? Look, idiot! You don't wanna mess with us! We're connected with the Tabuchi family!
Tabuchi family? Is that so? But from what I hear, I don't think they do business with shitty companies like this.
What did you say? Don't push me, asshole!
You okay?
Huh! What now, huh? Get lost before I... What the...
You said Tabuchi family, right? I'll give them a call right now, then.
What are you talking about?
I used to be a member.
What?
I'll call them right now.
So what? You're just a cab driver now! Get him!
Yes, sir!
I was outnumbered, but these guys were amateurs. I took them out in a matter of seconds. All right, I think that's all of them. What now? You gonna cry like you did last night? Huh?
I'm sorry, okay? I apologize. I'm not connected with anyone. I just say that to intimidate people. Please don't kill me.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Haruto.
Huh?
You worked him like a dog, but you didn't even pay him in full.
What?
Haruto is doing this for his family. How dare you take advantage of him, you little shit! And one last thing. If the Tabuchi family finds out that you've been using their name to intimidate people, they'll kill you. I'm serious. I make one phone call, and you're gone.
I understand. Please forgive me. Please.
I don't know. I don't think you've learned your lesson. Hey, Takio. Sorry I'm late. Ah, Togo. Hey. Oh, you already took care of everything yourself. Boring.
What the? Is he with the Tabuchi family?
Nah, he's just a friend of mine. He runs a handyman business.
Handyman?
Here you go. I saved the video from the dashcam on your phone. Thanks, man. I owe you one. Don't mention it.
Haruto,
Sorry about this, but this place, once the cops find out about what they've been up to, you might end up losing your job.
Oh, no worries. I was planning to quit anyways. It's time for me to move on and get a normal job.
I see.
Anyways, you were in the Yakuza?
Yeah, it's a long story. Like he said, I used to be a member of the Tabuchi family. I was Yakuza. I grew up in a broken home, and I didn't have anyone. Then the guys from the Tabuchi family took me in. Everyone except for my sister cut all ties with me after I joined the Yakuza. But then, my sister died a few years ago. Before she died, she told me to live a better life. So I decided to quit and got a normal job. That's how I ended up becoming a cab driver. This guy here is an old friend of mine. His name is Togo Amagi. He used to be Yakuza too. Now, he runs a legitimate business. This morning, I went by his place and asked him to save the dashcam video to my phone.
It's all in there. His face was priceless. I also called the cops on you, so they should be here any minute now. What? No! No!
Fine then. You want me to call the guys from the Tabuchi family instead?
No! Please, not that!
A few minutes later, the cops arrived and took him away. I gave them a copy of the video just in case. I didn't really care about the seat. I just wanted to put this guy away. I couldn't let him keep doing this to young guys like Haruto.
So, you're an ex-Yakuza, huh? I had no idea.
Sorry. I should have told you from the beginning. If you don't want to see me again, that's fine.
What are you talking about? You're my hero!
Nah, man, I'm just a cab driver. I'm no hero. A few weeks later, the cops got a warrant to search the office of Sasayama Credit. Extortion, blackmail, tax evasion, not paying its employees. The list went on and on. A few weeks later, Sasayama was arrested. He had no choice but to shut down his company. I guess the dashcam came in pretty handy. Thanks, Mai.
Hey, can I get in?
Sure. Oh, it's you. Haruto, how have you been?
Good. You?
He started looking for a new job after that. He told me he made it to the final interview.
But if I don't get the job, can I come work for you?
What? No way! Get a normal job!
Aw, come on.
Oh well. Just glad everything worked out.
I'm Riota Tabuchi. I work as a salesman at a small publisher. I started working here 5 years ago. I was finally starting to get the hang of things. One day, the company president paired me up with this new guy to work on a project together. He looked much older than me.
Tabuchi, this is Nakagawa. Look after him for me, will you?
Hello, I'm Yukio Nakagawa. Nice to meet you.
Hello, I'm Ryota Tabuchi. Nice to meet you.
You might actually learn a lot from him, Tabuchi. He used to be a director at his old company, so...
Mr. Nakagawa seemed like the quiet type. Apparently, he was pretty good at his last job, but he said he's never been a salesman before.
Sorry, Mr. Tabuchi. They said no to me again. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe it's the way I talk?
No worries. 9 out of 10 times they'll say no. It's just how things go. You'll get used to it. And please, stop calling me Mr. Tabuchi. You're way older than me.
Ah, right. Thanks, Riota.
He was a really hard-working person, and he was really motivated too. But he lacked confidence, and he always mumbled when he talked. Was he really good at his last job? My job was to find new clients, but it was a small company, so I also helped with design and interviews. I was pretty good at my job. My clients seemed to like me. They always told me I was really easy to talk to.
You're so good with people, Ryota. I'm really impressed. I wish I could be more like you.
Thank you, Mr. Nakagawa. And no worries. You'll get the hang of it in no time.
I sure hope so.
You used to design ads on your last job, right? You said you were the creative director?
Yeah.
That's amazing! Not many people get to do that, you know? Use that experience to your advantage.
I see.
If you're having trouble talking to the clients, start with small talk, and try to get to know them better as a person. That's always a good place to start. So we kept at it. We went around town looking for new clients day in and day out. We worked non-stop for weeks, but Mr. Nakagawa still couldn't get his numbers up. It wasn't looking good for him. Here you go. No sugar, right?
Oh, thank you.
Rough day, huh? I know how that feels. My first year was hell for me. I couldn't do anything right. I was always frustrated.
Really? You? I had no idea.
Oh yeah. You feeling okay?
I've had better days, and being the new employee, it really puts things into perspective for me. You see,
then he started telling me about his last job. So like I said before, he used to be the creative director at his last company. He managed a big team of designers and created all kinds of ads for his clients. He was also in charge of training the new employees. But there was this one woman.
Her name was Michiue. Just like everyone else, I did my best to teach her.
Mr. Nakagawa was a tough boss to have. She felt a lot of pressure under him. And about 2 years later, she got sick and had to quit her job.
I was only trying to help her, but I pushed her too hard. She ended up quitting because of me, and I feel horrible about that.
He felt responsible for her, so he decided to quit his job.
Then your boss, he offered me a job. You see, he used to work at my old company too, and we knew each other.
I see.
Sorry to whine and complain like this. Thanks for listening.
Sure.
But I feel much better now. Thanks, Riota.
Good to know.
Come on, let's go home.
After that, things started to look up for Mr. Nakagawa. He was getting much better at talking to the clients. He was actually a pretty good salesman. I was really happy for him. Then... What? You struck a deal with Ako? That's amazing! Congratulations!
Thank you. It's all thanks to you, Riota.
And it didn't stop there. He started getting more clients after that. He was unstoppable. Everyone in the department was talking about him. At this rate, he was going to be an official employee in no time. But then one day...
Kumada?
Long time no see, Mr. Nakagawa. I guess I'm your boss from now on. You better do as I say.
Yeah, the thing is,
this new woman got transferred to our department. Her name was Haruko Kumada. She worked as a creative director before this, and Mr. Nakagawa and Mrs. Kumada used to be rivals.
I don't really like to talk bad about people, but she's a very difficult person to deal with. And if you get on her bad side, she'll come after you relentlessly. So, just be careful, okay?
A few days went by. She wasn't that mean to the rest of us, but it was clear that she had it out for Mr. Nakagawa. She criticized him and yelled at him every chance she got. She hated him, and she wasn't shy about showing it.
Your numbers are down. What's wrong with you, huh? Go get more clients. And the other thing I asked you to do. Why is it taking so long? You need to shape up. Stop making excuses. Get to work.
She was making all of us really uncomfortable. A few days later, one of my friends that works at her old department told me about her. She sucked up to the old CEO, but she was a real jerk to everyone else. And when she didn't like someone, she harassed and bullied them. She said it was part of the job, but she always took things too far. Then one day, on our way home from work, Mrs. Kumada is driving me nuts. I wish she'd stop being so difficult.
Yeah, I hear you. She's causing me a headache too. What are we going to do about her? What the?
Huh? Where are you going? Mr. Nakagawa! The doctor said you'll be fine. Thank goodness.
Yeah, sorry to worry you like this. How's work? Everything okay at the office? Anything I should know about?
Not really. We got you covered. No worries. Mrs. Kumada is still pretty annoying, but that's about it. But you know what she said about you the other day? She said it was selfish for you to save that little kid. She's unbelievable.
Selfish?
Yeah. She's upset that you're gonna miss work for a week. She said she wanted to fire you. She's insane. I'm getting pretty sick and tired of her, to be honest.
I see. I guess I should have been more careful. But what was I supposed to do?
I told him to get some rest. Then I headed back to the office. But then, a few days later, my mom got into an accident while she was on her bike. Luckily, she wasn't hurt that bad. But I was worried, so I took some paid leave and went to see her for a few days. But then when I came back to the office, something unexpected happened. Ah! Mr. Nakagawa! Good morning. How are you? Feeling better?
Hey, yeah. It still hurts a bit. But the doctor said I can go back to work, so here I am.
Sounds good. But then, when we walked into the office, we noticed something.
Where's my desk?
Mr. Nakagawa's desk!
Why are you here, Nakagawa?
Kumada.
You got some nerve showing up like this. You missed work for a week, you realize that, right? Looking for your desk? I threw it out, so too bad.
You did what?
You heard me. And I'm not renewing your contract, so you better start looking for a new job.
Hold on! What about the documents in my desk?
What documents? What are you talking about?
Answer my question! Where did you put them?
I told you I threw them out.
What? But I had all kinds of confidential documents in there! What is wrong with you? If we lose those documents, it could end up costing the company millions!
Mr. Nakagawa never raised his voice like this. Mrs. Kumada ran out, got in her car, and headed to the garbage dump to retrieve the documents. Mr. Nakagawa? Everyone at the office seemed worried. But then, Mr. Nakagawa got up and said,
I'm going to talk to my clients. The sooner the better. I'm going to explain to them what happened and apologize.
I'll come with you! So we headed to Tako and told them about what happened. Needless to say, our client was very upset. Can't say that I blame him though. I'd be upset too if I was in his situation. Things were looking pretty bad for us. But then...
Mr. Nakagawa, long time no see.
Huh? Michiue? Is that you?
Yeah, you remembered me. It's so good to see you again.
Huh? That's the new employee I was telling you about the other day.
Oh, right! Her name was Tomomi Michiue. She was one of the designers he trained at his old company. After quitting her old job, she started working at Tako. Then, after making some small talk and catching up, Mr. Nakagawa apologized to her.
I'm so sorry about everything. Back then, I pushed you way too hard. I was wrong to do that. I'm really sorry.
Oh, please stop. It wasn't your fault. And I know you're only trying to help. I didn't quit because of you. I'm serious.
What? Really?
Yes. Back then I was struggling a lot. I always wanted to be a designer, but nothing was working for me, and I kept beating myself up for it. Then one day, I just wanted to get away from it all, and that's why I quit.
Oh, I see. I had no idea you were struggling like that. I'm sorry I didn't notice. But you seem well now. Thank goodness.
Mr. Nakagawa seemed relieved. I was happy for both of them. Then he told her about what happened earlier, but she assured him that he had nothing to worry about.
I trust you, Mr. Nakagawa. I'll let my father know. Don't worry. You're not gonna lose us as a client.
Your father? What do you mean?
Oh, he's the CEO here. I thought I told you.
Wait, what?
And so, just like that, Miss Michiue saved the day. Thank goodness. Meanwhile, back at the office, our CEO found out about what Mrs. Kumada did. And he wasn't happy.
You threw out an employee's desk? And with confidential documents inside, no less! You have no right to do that! What's the matter with you?
He suspended her without pay until further notice. Then, a few days later, she came back to the office.
Where's my desk? Is this your way of getting back at me? Grow up!
What? No. We actually moved it for you. There was a lot of stuff here, so we were only trying to help.
What? Move it where? For what?
You didn't hear? You got transferred.
The CEO decided to make her his secretary.
Mrs. Kumada, what you did is unacceptable. You could have cost us millions. But as the CEO, this is partially my fault. So I'm going to make you my secretary. That way, I can keep a close eye on you.
Things weren't looking good for her. Then, a few weeks later, she ended up quitting. I guess she couldn't take it anymore. As for us, we were all relieved that Mrs. Kumada was gone. She was causing everyone a headache. As for the new manager, the HR department put Mr. Nakagawa in charge.
Hey, are you heading out? Can I come with you?
Of course, sir. But you sure? You're the manager now. You don't have to come with me.
Oh, I want to. I hate sitting around the office all day. It's not my style, you know?
I see. All right then. Come on. Anyway, it was a rough couple of months, but glad everything worked out. Time to get back to work.
I'm Harumi Mita. I'm just an ordinary working mother. I live with my son Fuyuto and my husband Toru. My son was in high school now. I worked at a nearby grocery store 4 times a week. I had a pretty normal life. Fuyuto was entering his rebellious phase, but that was nothing out of the ordinary. We all been there. I was very happy with my life. It was nothing out of the ordinary, but I had everything I wanted, and I thought the good times would last forever. But then, a few days ago, I noticed my husband's bag on the living room floor. He never cleans up after himself. He was never good at cleaning up after himself. I picked up the bag to put it back in his room, but then... What the? Something shiny fell out of the side pocket. Is this an earring? It definitely wasn't his, and I never wore earrings either. And it wasn't Fuyuto, so something was up. Is he cheating on me? But him? He'd never do that. I wanted to trust him, but I was starting to have doubts. Then, when he came home that night, I asked him, "Hey, what's this? I found this in your bag. What are you doing with this?"
Ugh.
"You're not cheating on me, are you?" But then he said,
Why, you got me. I'm having an affair. But so what?
He admitted it, just like that. I wasn't expecting that. I was stunned. Then he snickered at me. He didn't even feel bad about it. The rage started to build inside me. I wanted to say something, but then he continued.
What are you gonna do about it, huh? You want a divorce? Fine by me. But what are you gonna do about money, huh? Ha! That's what I thought.
I hate to admit it, but he did have a point. Sure, I had a part-time job, but I wasn't making enough to put food on the table. Getting a divorce costs a lot of money, and I wasn't sure if I could afford it.
I'm home. What's going on? Everything okay?
Then Fuyuto came home from school. I think he knew what was going on, so I decided to tell him the truth. I didn't want to lie to him, and I thought he was old enough to know the truth, and I knew he would take my side. So I told him about what happened, but then...
I see. So you're getting a divorce?
Maybe.
What does her think about? Just leave him already.
Huh?
Look, honestly, I don't care what you guys do. I just don't want this to drag on. I got college exams to worry about, so...
What? You don't care if I get a divorce?
Nope. And I'm gonna go live with Dad.
What?
You thought he'd side with you or something? He's known about this for a while now. And he's totally on my side.
Is that true?
Yeah. I actually met his girlfriend a couple times.
Oh, I see. I never felt anything like it. I was devastated. I thought Fuyuto would side with me. When he was a kid, he stood up for me when I was getting harassed by this other mom from his school. This woman was being really mean to me, and one day Fuyuto couldn't take it anymore and said to her,
Don't ever talk to my mom like that again. Get out of here.
The mean mom was stunned. She stopped bothering me after that. He was such a sweet boy. And when I got hospitalized for a few weeks, he came to see me at the hospital every day after school.
Here you go, Mom. I got you some flowers.
He picked flowers from the side of the road and made this little bouquet for me. I still remember it like yesterday. He was the sweetest kid ever. What happened to him? The next morning, my husband said to me,
About what we talked about yesterday. You got any proof?
"Proof?
Yeah, you said I cheated on you, but you got any proof of that?
What do you mean? I showed you the earrings, and you admitted it. And Fuyuto said he met your mistress."
I didn't admit anything. I was just speaking hypothetically. I didn't admit to anything. And the earrings? That doesn't prove anything. You're such an idiot, you know that? I'm gonna go live at my parents' house for a while. I don't want to be in the same house as you anymore.
You're going to Grandma's house? Let me come with you.
Then the next day, they both packed their stuff and moved out, just like that. I was all alone now. I had nothing. I didn't even know what to do anymore. I tried talking to my husband a few times after that, but it was no use. He did have a point. I didn't have any proof that he was cheating on me. If we go to court, the judge will most likely side with my husband. And since Fuyuto was on his side, I had nothing to fight for. I was all alone now. A month went by since my family left me. I was exhausted. I didn't feel like doing anything anymore. Maybe I can hire a PI and look into him, but he was a very careful man, so I'm not even sure if I'll be able to find anything. Plus, I didn't even have the money to hire a PI. It was hopeless. So tired. I don't care if the judge sides with him. I want a divorce. I want to leave this place and start fresh somewhere else. I was ready to give it all up, but then the living room door opened. Then
Mom! You okay?
it was Fuyuto. I thought he was with my husband. What is he doing here? What does he want now? I was full of questions, and frankly, I was very upset with him, but taking out my anger on him didn't feel right, so I just said to him, "Fuyuto, sorry about all this. I made up my mind, though. I'm getting a divorce. You and your dad can move back here. I'll pack my things and move out of here tomorrow."
You mean it? All right!
Huh? Then Fuyuto reached into his bag and...
I made it just in time! Here! I got you some proof!
Proof? Proof of what?
Proof that he was cheating on you! Took me a while to get all this together, but I got it! Here!
What? I was so confused. Slowly, I opened the envelope Fuyuto gave me. It was packed with evidence. Logs, pictures, text messages, you name it. What is all this?
Sorry about all this, Mom. I'll tell you everything.
Then Fuyuto told me the shocking truth. So he noticed that his dad was having an affair about 6 months ago. But instead of confronting him, he pretended to be on his side to get some more information out of him. Fuyuto was a very smart kid.
Way to go, Dad! You still got it! What is she like? Can I meet her? She might be my new mom, right?
My husband didn't suspect a thing. He was thrilled that his son was on his side, so he introduced his mistress right away. Fuyuto said he almost punched them in the face when he saw them, but he kept his cool and kept pretending to be on his dad's side.
I wanted to smack him in his face, but I couldn't blow my cover, so...
I see. But he soon realized he couldn't do all this on his own, so he asked his friends for advice and they volunteered to help him out. They took turns following my husband and his mistress. One of his friends who was good with the camera offered to take pictures for him. They all worked as a team to help him out, and when Fuyuto was feeling down...
Thanks to my friends, I got more than enough evidence against him. And his mistress? She was dumb enough to give me her card. I know exactly where she works. Oh, and here. I even got them on tape. Why are you crying, Mom? Aren't you happy? Now you can finally divorce his ass. He'll have to pay you tens of thousands of dollars in damages.
While I was busy feeling sorry for myself, he was out there trying to help me. I had no idea. Fuyuto, thank you so much. It's time for me to move on. I'm done feeling sorry for myself. I gotta get my life back on track. And my son, he deserves better than this. That man doesn't deserve to be a father. It's time to strike back. Fuyuto, like I said, I'm getting a divorce. But first, I'm suing your father and his girlfriend for damages. The pile of evidence you got for me is gonna help me out big time.
Really?
Of course, and don't worry about me anymore. I'm done feeling sorry for myself. I'm gonna be okay, Fuyuto, and it's all thanks to you, honey. Fuyuto seemed relieved to hear that.
Good to hear, Mom. I'll always have your back.
Thanks, baby. Things moved pretty quickly after that. First, I did some research and got myself a good divorce lawyer. It took me a while to find him, but he was one of the best in the business. My parents were shocked to hear about the divorce at first, but when I told them what happened, they understood. The lawyer was actually a friend of my dad. He was a really good lawyer.
The evidence your son collected for you should be more than enough, but we should hire a professional PI too, just in case.
So we went to this PI and handed him the evidence Fuyuto collected. He was very impressed.
Your son did all this? This is impressive work! With all this information, this shouldn't take long. What's your son planning to do after high school? If he wants to work here, he's more than welcome to do so.
He even offered Fuyuto a job. When I asked Fuyuto if he was interested, a few weeks later, we got the results from the PI. My husband wasn't even trying to hide it. Fuyuto and his friends already did most of the work, but this will come in very handy in court, that's for sure. So we handed everything over to the lawyer and he took care of the rest. We sued them both for damages, and when they saw all the evidence, they knew they didn't stand a chance if things went to trial, so they settled and paid us in full. When I went to see my husband to talk terms, Fuyuto offered to come with me.
Let me come with you just in case.
He was all grown up now. I was really proud of him. Then, at the meeting,
Fuyuto! I thought you were on my side!
his father was shocked to learn that he had betrayed him, but Fuyuto just said,
Why the hell would I take your side? You're a piece of shit. And from now on, you're just a stranger to me, so don't ever show your face in front of us again.
What? Oh, come on!
I'm serious! We never want to see you again! You mean nothing to us now! Stay away from us, you hear me?
That shut him up. I agreed with him 100%. I never wanted to see his face again. But then, on his way out,
But you did provide for me all these years. So for that, I'm grateful. Goodbye, Dad.
when he heard those words, he started crying like a little baby. I guess he finally realized what he had done. He was overwhelmed by guilt. In the end, he just kept apologizing to us over and over again, but it was too late for that now. And so he paid me in full and signed the divorce papers. But then, after the divorce was finalized, something unexpected happened.
One of my friends who helped me? Turns out his dad was a big client of his, and he also got a divorce a few years ago. His wife cheated on him. And when he heard about what Dad did, he decided to stop doing business with my dad's company altogether. He said people like him couldn't be trusted. They were one of his biggest clients, so I don't think this is gonna end well for him.
He was right. After that, my ex-husband got a big demotion. As for his mistress, she was up to neck in debt now after paying me for damages. Her parents disowned her and kicked her out of the house. She now works at some shady brothel or something. Sucks for her, but oh well, not my problem. As for me, I was starting to look for a new job. Until things settled down a bit, we were staying at my parents' house, but once I have enough money saved up, I'm gonna get my own place. Thanks for everything, Fuyuto.
Right back at you, Mom. Thanks for being my mom!
I had the best son in the world. Anyways, it was a rough couple of months, but glad everything worked out.